Well, howdy, folks, and welcome back to another Alternative Taste podcast. You know, my friend Robbie shocked and hurt me the other day. He told me that I make people very uncomfortable and have no respect for personal space. I mean, what a thing to say to a friend. It totally ruined our bath. Eee! I just want to give a shout out to my main man who's killing it on my intros every week now. My man Frontier Rich, aka Dirty Dick. You know you guys want to come back every week just so you can get your dirty dick fix right here. Ciao, my people. So I wanted to tell you about Anchor. That's what you're listening to right now. And you know that's the easiest way to make a podcast? Watch, let me explain. First off, and the one thing you really need to know, it's fucking free. All right? There's creation tools that can allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Super easy, right? Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and so many more. You can even make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Everything you need to do to make a podcast is all right here in one place. So don't forget, you have to go download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Don't waste no time. Let your voice be heard. How's it going, everybody? You doing good? I hope so. You made it. Another week. Good job. I'm proud of you. So we got a couple things, man. You know what? Actually, I got on this mic to talk politics, but you know what? I am just not feeling it. I mean, it's in my head, trust me. But I've actually recorded like a couple episodes, and when I listened to it to edit it, I just don't sound fucking motivated. And who the fuck wants to listen to an unmotivated person on a podcast? So we're going to shake it off. And we're just going to talk about regular fucking shit. So, excuse me, I'm choking on my own laughter. So I was thinking, as I often do with my ADD, that one of the 8,000 things going on at one time, is I was thinking, man, that'd be great to have some sound effects, but how could I like make it not sound like, how could I incorporate it audio wise and stuff? So I just Google real quick, radio sound effects. And so I get this website. It's called Zapsplat, and it's got a bunch of stuff. So me being, of course, an average red-blooded male, I put in fart just to see what kind of sounds, because it started giving me this list of all these like different like click sounds, and I'm like, okay, they got a lot of audio, but I want to hear some like funny stuff. So going through, and I'm looking at all these different farts and they're just described. Okay, watch, check it out. So this is person farting close up. This is cartoon fart, sudden, raspy. Cartoon. This is version 2 of cartoon fart, sudden, raspy. This is cartoon fart, thin and weak. Cartoon fart, squeaky. Sudden. That's great. Yeah, this is a great little website, man. It's got a bunch of different ones. I'm wondering what else we could put in there. It just has cartoon farts. I thought I had real people farts. What if you put in like barf? What does that bring up? Brings up nothing. What about puke? We got puke. Let's see, we got 4 of them. Alright. Oh gosh, how the mail mine works, right? Oh look, I put in pooping and I got 6 results. Cow poop land on ground with a squelch or splat. Volume 5 or version 5. That is absolutely disgusting. So if you're looking for sound effects, zapsplat.com. There you go. Isn't that great? So I had somebody reach out to me over the week, and it was kind of interesting because I don't know if I mentioned this already, but anyways, it got more in depth. He had mentioned to me how he had checked out my podcast because I'd shared it on my Facebook because we've been friends on Facebook for a few years now, and we used to work together. And so he made the comment that he said that I kind of inspired him to start up his own podcast. And I was like, great, awesome. You know, that's kind of why I'm doing it, to get people motivated to do something or whatnot. So I thought that was really flattering. I thought it was really interesting. In fact, yes, now that I think about it, I think I did mention do it because I think I might have left a link in that podcast to his podcast. But anyways, yeah, so he contacted me again today, and I was like, yeah, bro, we could do, an episode together. Because I'm really thinking, I don't mind sitting here in front of a microphone. I think it'd be better with somebody else, though. I just think it would be better to have at least one more person, maybe 2 more people, just to kind of have a team to get that bantering and get that, that's something that you tune in for every week. You want to hear how these 2 people are going to talk or say or whatever the case may be. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And then, if it does come to something like that, I haven't told him yet, but I'll let him know. And it's like, hey, we can cross it over. We can do a crossover because really we can cut the episode and then we can both just broadcast it on both our podcasts. So you kind of get like 2 for 1 on that one. So that was really awesome. The other awesome thing was, so today actually marks 30 days exactly, okay, since I've been on my little YouTube endeavor. So I've had the YouTube page for about 6 years now, okay, but it was stagnant. It was dead in the water. All I had on there was old Pamper Chef videos. One of the videos still, like I've mentioned before, has right now it's at 175,300 and some odd views. So we're at 1/8 of a million views on that one, and I only had like maybe 160 subscribers. So when I really started thinking, about a month ago, I was like, I'd really like to try to start doing this. What really got me motivated was because out of nowhere, I just checked my AdSense account that I had when I was trying to link it to my online store, and I noticed I had like $418 in there. And I was like, wow, what the fuck is this? Like, where did this come from? Come to find out, it was from my YouTube. Well, I made that money back before they switched up their, like how they allow people to make money now. Because before you could monetize really anything. And you didn't have to have a certain amount of subscriptions or, people following you or anything like that. Now they have rules. Now you have to have at least 1,000 followers. And you have to maintain at least 4,000 public watched hours per 12 months. So I'll say it. I said it once. I'll say it again. Go over there and subscribe, motherfuckers. YouTube.com/alternative taste. I got a lot of techie stuff on there. It helps you save money, cut the cord. I do have the Pamper Chef videos still on there. I have some cooking videos. I do upload the podcast on there, so it's always a way for you to listen to the podcast as well. But what I'm going to also start doing, which kind of leads me into my next topic, but we're not going to go there yet because I still want to talk about the YouTube. So within this last 30 days, I've been really kind of like focusing on it, right? And so within that 30 days, right, I looked at my analytics. I look at it every day, but I was waiting till, the first 30 days to go by before I really said or did anything. So I gained 161 new subscribers within this 30 days. I've made another video on how to download and how to operate a certain build on your Kodi that allows you to get all the free TV, the free movies, the free sports, and all that other stuff. That video is actually still ranked number 1. if you YouTube Diggs build, Diggs, Diggz, you'll see the Alternative Taste is the first one on there. And I don't have the most views. Okay, mine's like the youngest one. I think it's only 2 weeks old. The one right below mine, I believe, is like 5 months. So you got to keep in mind too that I'm learning that their algorithms are based off of popularity. So like what you see at the top of the list may not be the most viewed, but it is the most clicked on at the moment that people are going to when they search that certain topic. So that's pretty cool achievement that I feel like I feel pretty proud of. So I mean, I'm up to about 300 and okay, check this out though. So it took me maybe about 20 days to get to 250, right? So I started with 160 and then I gave away a free Fire Stick at 250, right? But after 250, I've all of a sudden, like right now, I believe I'm at 335. So literally the 20 days took me to whatever 160, and the differences between 160 and whatever I had. But yeah, that's awesome. That's fucking great. And it's funny because I even thought of doing shortcuts. I thought, well, maybe there's like a Facebook group that, for subscribers, so people can like subscribe, sub for sub. That means if I subscribe to you, you subscribe back to me, and that's how we build up our subscription list so we can all start making some money. But as I did research it, those groups do exist, but they're mostly ran by Middle Eastern people. So, that sounds racist. I don't mean it like that. I mean like people over in the Middle East. I said the words backwards. Instead of Middle East. Anyways, people over in the Middle East is where these are, who the admins for these pages mostly are. So that being said, if you've ever dealt with Facebook and groups and people within that region, they're usually very shady. And they usually are not honest. And I'm not saying them as a people. I'm just saying what I've experienced as far as social networking. They always have like fake profile pictures and stuff like that. So I was like, whatever. So I scrolled through it and I'm looking to see if there's any American-based ones, very few. And I thought to myself, this is kind of like cheating. Like, I want real subscribers. I want people that are actually going to subscribe and stick around. Because these motherfuckers, they may hit their, like, what they need and then start going through and start unsubscribing to other people. And then that means my count goes down. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Maybe I'm at 1,001. And then 2 people delete, unsubscribe because they got what they need. Well, shit, I'm down to 999 and I'm no longer making money. So, I just kind of want to do it the legit way. So it might take a little bit longer, but the last 10 days of that 30, I mean, I've gained almost 100 fucking, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It literally took, I think I gained like, oh, hell. Yeah, like 60 something within the first, so 160, that'd be 40. So I gained 90. And then from 90 to whatever I have to 160. So yeah, that's 50. So that means I've gained 50 extra subscribers within the last 10 days, which is a drastic increase from what I was doing before. So I'm definitely on my way, and I appreciate the support for everybody. So that's fucking awesome. So what leads me into the YouTube thing is that I'm going to start doing something that I really kind of wanted to do. And I think it's fun. And I look at other videos that are like this and they have so many views, and the people that put the videos out have so many subscribers. I'm like, okay, there you go. I went out and I bought me a very expensive, very high-tech drone. And I want to start flying this sumbitch and taking videos of my community, other communities. I want to showcase points of interest and be able to kind of express because I like fucking with editing software, and I like going out and fucking doing things like that, something that doesn't take all day to do, but it just allows me to like get out of the house and do something on my own for like an hour or two, and then I come back into this world. I'm not looking to escape for a whole day or whatever. I mean, I enjoy my family, but it's healthy. It's mentally healthy to have your own time to just be you. And I just think it'd be great. So I ordered it. It's going to be here. I'm so fucking excited about it. It's going to be here next week. I have another 3 days off next weekend, so I'll be able to play with it then. And I really hope people enjoy the content. I'm going to make the first video is obviously going to be me unboxing it and trying it out. Every time I learn something new, I'm going to fucking put I'm going to describe how to do it and everything. So I'm really hoping that the drone thing really kicks off and gets me some subscribers. And I hope it's something, because I want to take the money that I make from that and I want to really, I want to jock the fuck out of this DJI company. They have so much good shit and they're like the leaders in technology for all this. And I'm thinking, man, if I can get under their radar, start posting on my Instagram, start hashtagging those bastards, you know what I mean? And they will maybe see me and then maybe endorse me, sponsor me, give me some items to test out and give reviews if I have enough, viewers. I mean, this is a win-win. And then when I'm done with it, playing with it, I raffle it off and I give it off. You know what I mean? I either give it away as a giveaway so it keeps people around, or I can raffle it off at a reduced price and then give that money to a charity. You know what I mean? So those are just awesome things that I just kind of think about. So what I did want to briefly cover was the Prop 13 issue that's going on the ballot. That's one item that's political that really can't be ignored. So I have my druthers about it, and this is my issue, okay? So there's actually a couple ballots locally here in my area. So what we have is the Proposition 13, which is statewide for California, okay? And that authorizes bonds for facility repair, construction, and modernization for public schools, K through 12 schools, community colleges, and universities. Okay, well, there's a problem with that. We've already done this before. So we have already done this in 2016. The taxpayers voted and passed a $9 billion school facilities bond that promised to fix these very same schools with these very same conditions. But yet here we are, and politicians are asking for more money. So it really makes you wonder what the fuck is going on. They disguise it as do it for the kids and this and that. So it contradicts a few things. First off, if you look in the fine print, there's more to it. What it actually does is it's actually going against an original Prop 13 that was actually... the original Prop 13 came about in 1978, which that original Prop 13, it capped property tax rates. And they did it because it was during a time when... property value was soaring and taxing people was like getting out of control, especially like the elderly. And I remember it was I don't remember, I was born, but I remember hearing growing up about, people losing their homes because they just couldn't pay their mortgages because of the property taxes and such. But once again, it's on the ballot here in March. So it's the only statewide measure that's on the primary ballot. So instead of protecting California taxpayers, however, this $15 million bond, it threatens to significantly increase local property taxes, and it embodies the opposite idea from the original Prop 13. Specifically, it earmarks $9 billion for preschools and K through 12 building modernizations, and then an additional $6 billion for public universities and community colleges. Which kind of bothers me because here in our local ballot, we have a measure called Measure J. And what that is that's for a college repair, safety, and job training measure. And so this is to upgrade job training, instructional classrooms, science, computer labs, improve student safety, emergency communication safety, security systems. They're asking for to authorize $247 million in bonds at a legal rate, levying $25 per 100,000, which basically is going to cost them about $14.6 million a year to pay it back. So that's a pretty high interest rate. But what gets me curious is, why is it that the state has $6 billion for public universities and community colleges, but yet our local community college is trying to authorize $247 million in bonds to have work done. So I don't know if the money's just not trickling down to us or what the deal is, but it makes no sense in having to pay again for something that we should have already been paying for before. So it really fucks things up. And so what it does with the property taxes is it state general obligation bonds, they don't directly raise taxes, even if they create some pressure for new taxes, because they both spending and crowd out other spending programs. So instead, the debt payments come out of the state's general funding, which is weird because you know what? They're paying these high interest rates, but yet the state of California is sitting on top of a $21 billion surplus. So why are we paying back, $740 million a year? And that's including interest. Why are we paying back $740 million a year for 35 years when we can just pay for it? It doesn't make any sense. We can't take it with us. You know, we have all these issues, but the state doesn't want to break bread. You realize that with this whole forestry issue, I think I've said it many times. I don't know if I've said it out loud on this show, but I mean, you want to fix some of those issues, take that state money, okay? Institute a program for our veterans that are coming back and that need to transition back into the civilized world, okay? You get them paired up with the Department of Forestry, right? State-run program, state-run agency. Okay, you pair those guys up, and those guys are the ones that you're going to send out, and you're going to send them to clean all that brush and all that stuff that's all deep in the woods. Why? Because those motherfuckers are used to being given a map, a compass, a couple other guys to roll with, and they set out and they walk and they do what they got to do. Same concept, only they're here at home. Utilize their talents and they're using that transition period where they're used to that mentality of the military mentality, and let them implement that into their job so that way they can still function that way but transition when they come home, so it's a little bit easier, so they're not just smacked in the face with having to act one certain way. So not only would that help our vets come back to a productive society and put them to work and show them basically that we appreciate them and that we got something waiting for them when they come back, but it also cleans up our forestry, which also causes us to have less of these fucking fires when the power lines go out or whatever. And that's the other thing too, is the state has all this money, but yet they don't want to do any type of maintenance. So instead of having all these wires and all these posts that keep falling down when we have high winds, why the fuck don't they just bury it? You know how many other states do that? That they pretty much, you see hardly any wires overhead anymore? Is because they bury most of their wire. It's just smarter that way. You have less issues that way, but the state of California doesn't want to do that. So that's pretty disappointing. So man, that it's been kind of an interesting week for me. Like I said, a lot of things coming up, man. I've been kind of, it's kind of funny because I was always involved in politics and I was always like, engaged and always on top of things. But since I started the YouTube channel and this podcast and stuff like that, I find myself like looking up information and fact checking things to make sure I don't sound like a complete fucking goof and all this other shit. And I find myself just not being on top of the news and stuff. So I'm not going to apologize because I know a lot of people probably don't care about that anyways, but it's just kind of out of my character or whatnot. But I've been having a lot of fun doing a lot of the editing for my videos and stuff like that. And the drone thing is really getting me excited, man. I've seen the videos of them. I mean, we're talking this motherfucker, dude. Check this out, bro. This thing, it can go up to 4 miles away from you, right? It can go as high as 500 feet in the air. 4K camera. The camera's positioned on a gimbal, so it's always got a steady picture. I mean, it's got a 90 degree angle capability for your adjusting your camera, so you could straight ahead or straight down, so you can get like satellite aerial views. And man, I've already got ideas. I'm gonna do the lake out here. and it's got a 25-minute running battery time. I'm like, what? So I'm gonna do the lake out here. I got some streets around here that I want to do that are nice and like full of like trees and foliage and stuff, and there's a lot of dairy and ranches out off of 152 going towards Las Banas. I'm just like, man, that would just be great just to like get it all and just the cinematic aspect of it, and it comes with a lot of cool features. So like I said, if you haven't gone to the YouTube channel, please go to it, youtube.com/alternative taste, and just subscribe. Even if what you see now isn't your cup of tea, do me a favor and just subscribe, because you know what? When the drone stuff comes, who doesn't like seeing beautiful imagery of places that they know, places they've been to, places they live at? So y'all be good. You have a good Valentine's Day weekend. Be kind to each other, and I will see you next week. Adios.